The first challenge run I ever did was a 3-heart challenge of Ocarina of Time when I was 12 years old. I've played a lot of games since then, but Ocarina of Time remains my favorite game for a lot of reasons. But there's one challenge for it that I've always wanted to do but never got around to. I first read about this challenge on the internet back in 2006 or maybe even earlier. In OOT, there's a two-handed weapon you can acquire called Big Goron Sword, which is the highest damaging weapon in the game. It deals twice as much damage as the Master Sword in most fights. But there's also a variant of this weapon you can acquire much more easily called the Giant's Knife. You get this by paying 200 rupees to this Goron in Goron City. The downside of this is that after a few hits, the Giant's Knife will break, leaving you with a broken sword that deals 1 damage and has a very small hitbox. So this challenge is to complete all adult dungeons, forest, fire, water, shadow, and spirit temples, plus Ganon's castle, and beat the game with only 3 hearts and using this broken Giant's Knife in accordance with the following rules. First, since this run is not possible without glitches, I'm allowed to use glitches that are necessary to progress when I have no other option. But since OOT is a very glitchy game, and some glitches could allow me to skip a lot of content, I'm only allowed to use the glitches that are necessary to progress. Second, there are a few situations where an enemy must be damaged in a specific way, and in those cases, I'm allowed to use whatever the mandatory weapon is. Third, I am not allowed to use power crouch stabs, which is an attack in Ocarina of Time that'll do the damage of your previously used attack, which means that I could potentially use this to deal Master Sword jump attack damage with a very quick and difficult to punish attack. It's a broken mechanic, so it's not allowed. Fourth, since I'm playing on the Ship of Harkinian version of the game, I've also disabled all heart drops for a little extra challenge, basically making this analogous to hero mode on later Zelda games. In the spirit of limited heals, I'm not allowed to use bottled healing items such as fairies, milk, or red potion to restore health. I can use fairies that I find in the world, I just can't catch them in bottles to use later. And I'm allowed to use other bottled items like green potion. I just can't restore health. I'm also not allowed to get the Great Fairy reward outside of Ganon's castle that gives you double defense, which functionally doubles your HP. I did this challenge on my live stream, so if you want to see more runs like this for all kinds of games you love and some you don't, make sure to follow me on Twitch or subscribe to this YouTube channel. And with that, enjoy the video. So right off the bat, despite the fact that I'm only ever going to be using Broken Giant's Knife to damage enemies, I want to get the Kokiri Sword because I need it to get out of the forest. To get out of the forest, you have to beat the first dungeon, but to beat the first dungeon as a child would require me to damage a bunch of enemies with something other than the Broken Giant's Knife. Not really something I want to do on this challenge. But we do need the sword to get out of the forest, so forest escape is going to be one of the glitches that I'm, allowing myself to use. Because otherwise it wouldn't just not be possible to do this challenge, and then the video ends here. And that's not very fun. So we pick up the sword because we need it to get out of the forest, and we're also going to buy the Deku Shield for the exact same reason. We needed to get out of the forest. At least with the method that I know. I know there's other methods that you can do, but the way that I know to get out of the forest is just crouch stabbing right next to the guard, and then you leave. Right, so normally if you play this game casually, you would go that way to the first dungeon, and we are not going to do that. Instead, we're going to come over here, and hopefully this goes as well as it did last night when I made sure I remembered how to do it. Oh, this went so well last night when I made sure that this run was actually doable. Don't you hate it when you get to the point where you're about to seal the deal and then you can't perform? There we go. And then we just roll past him. And now we're out of the forest. At Castletown, if you make your way up to the top of the drawbridge, there's these rupees that you can collect that are invisible. We need 200 rupees at some point in order to buy the actual Giant's Knife. But I don't think I will use healing items, but I am going to get a bottle of milk a little bit later in this first child section, just so that I have an empty bottle that I'll probably use for like a green potion or something like that. I'll just make sure to drink the milk when I'm already at full health, so it's not important. So we come down here because I need to waste some time waiting for the egg that I just got from Malin to hatch. And I also need to get the Scarecrow song, which you have to come to Lake Hylia in order to do. If you don't have Scarecrow song set up, then you'd have to kill a bunch of moblins. And with Broken Giant's Knife, I don't know if that's even going to work out. We can head back to the castle using this owl shortcut, and then we go into the castle to see Zelda. The main concern that I have is, I think Bongo. Bongo's the boss that I know how to fight the least. And Bongo also has a lot of HP, so that's actually a really long fight. Not to mention the fact that I can't get Lens of Truth because I would be required to kill a dead hand in bottom of the well as child, which I can't use Broken Giant's Knife with, so I can't kill that enemy, so I have to do all of Shadow Temple without lens, which isn't that bad in and of itself, but then I just have to do Bongo lensless. Yeah, arrows do drop from his hands. I'm not entirely sure if it's 100% of the time or just when you're low on arrows, but they definitely, you definitely do get magic and arrow drops in that arena. The problem is just going to be surviving long enough to kill the boss, because like I said, he has really high HP, and I'm only ever going to do 1 or 2 damage with the Broken Giant's Knife. Oop, I forgot to jump slash. Doing one of those. I don't know how to do fancy guards like these speedrunners do, so I'm just going to wait. Actually, this guy's gonna, yeah. This is a troll pattern. There we go. So we're gonna go to Kakariko now to get a bottle. We're gonna get some Skulltulas here. We're gonna open the path up Death Mountain. I'm not entirely sure how the rest is gonna go of this run after a certain point, because I've only kind of thought about it up to getting Broken Giant's Knife and being able to do dungeons. So I'm kind of going to do a little bit of setup as child for later, in case I have to do more of the game than I anticipated. We're doing this to get a bottle. Bottles are useful because you can put items in them. Not that I'm going to put healing items in them now, I don't think, because I've decided against that. But I do need a bottle in order to do a glitch that is actually required for me to complete this challenge. Do I have a plan for the child half of Spirit Temple, or can I get out without killing the Knuckle? So my plan for the child half of Spirit Temple is to do it as adult, and I will demonstrate how that's possible shortly. So right now all I'm doing is waiting for time of day, because I need it to be night in Kakariko so that I can get 4 gold Skulltulas, because I need a total of 10 to legitimately get the adult's wallet, even though I'm gonna get it another way kind of before that. I might die on purpose here just to get rid of the beeping. Would that be the worst thing in the world? So I have another setting on to make this challenge harder, where there's no heart drops in the world. So basically whatever my health is what it is until I die. There we go. At this point, I'm kind of stuck and unable to progress normally through glitchless means. The reason being that in order to, say, like, enter Dodongo's Cavern to get explosives, I would need a strength upgrade, which you get from Darunia by playing him Saria's Song. And in order to get Saria's Song, I would have to enter Sacred Forest Meadow, which requires me to kill a Wolfos, which I obviously can't do as child because I don't have Broken Giant's Knife and wouldn't be able to equip it even if I did. So I can't enter DC to get explosives. I can't beat any of the child dungeons because I'm only using Kokiri Sword. I can't go this way because I don't have explosives. Because the idea here is minimum number of glitches so that we can spend the maximum amount of time dying and raging. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around a little bit more. I'm going to go over here to Lon Lon to get 1 skull and another empty bottle. And then we're going to just become an adult. Where are you? Where are you? Oh no. Not like this. I haven't failed that in so long. That's embarrassing. Okay, now I get an empty bottle. Well, not an empty bottle, but a bottle with milk. Alright. How do you do this? Oop, messed that up. Easy. So what I just did there was I got something called lunge storage by jump slashing on top of the pedestal there, and then falling off. And when Link falls off and you do a couple of quick little inputs, you basically give Link a stored lunge state where the next time you jump slash, you'll go significantly further. I got a certain angle looking at the door in a certain position and jump slashed and clipped right through. And now we are adult Link. So now that we're an adult, we're going to go back to Kakariko because we're still not really in a position where we can do any dungeons or do any combat. I still don't have Broken Giant's Knife. In order to put ourselves in a good position to do those things, first thing we're going to do is come over here and talk to the Cuckoo Lady and get a pocket egg. It's the beginning item in the trade sequence that gets you Big Oron Sword as an adult. We're not going to be getting Big Oron Sword because it would replace our Broken Giant's Knife, but we do need a couple of the items in this trade sequence in order to set ourselves up. Now that we have the pocket egg, it'll hatch the next time the sun rises. And before we go into an area where the time is actually going to flow, because time doesn't flow in Kakariko, we're going to come over here because we need a shield. And there's a shield in this grave that's easy for us to get. And then we're going to go into this grave and have a race with our friend Dampe. Everybody likes Dampe. Oh. Not a good start. And now because we finished the race, we get the hook shot, which we need to enter Forest Temple and do a bunch of other things. And because there's a Song of Time block in that room, which we would not be able to make disappear, I void out there after the door closes to go back to the beginning of the grave. This is going to be kind of a boring moment because I just need time of day to progress, just to get it to be night and then day again so that the pocket egg hatches. That'll give us the pocket cuckoo, which is the next item that we need in order to set ourselves up. Basically, based on the item that's on your C right, if you get a bottle on your B button and then catch an item, you can get all kinds of interesting effects. And the first item that we need to do this with is the pocket cuckoo. And instead of giving the pocket cuckoo back, I'm going to come over here, put a bottle on my C left, and we're going to grab some bugs. See how long this takes. It shouldn't take too long, and I only have to do this once. What I'm doing here is pausing to try to advance one frame at a time, and then pausing on a specific frame so that I can take advantage of a mechanic in OOT that lets you make an input during the unpause, which is executed on the first frame after the pause. So by pausing on this specific frame and pressing B, Link jump slashes right before he enters the water, but the bottle stays in Link's hand. This updates a variable the game uses to track the button that I pressed most recently to the B button, so that when I shield here and hold C left, the button that I have a bottle on, and then let go of shield, Link swings the bottle without the game updating my most recently pressed button. The game now knows that it should write a new bottled item, bugs, to the most recently pressed button, which is the B button, and it does exactly that. There we go. So now you see I have a bottle on my B button, which if you didn't know any better, you would think that that was the only effect that that had. But if I go in here and I look at my inventory screen, so the item subscreen looks pretty normal, but the equipment subscreen looks really weird. All of a sudden I have silver scale, I have Deku Nuts down here with Japanese text. That's definitely not supposed to happen. So what that did is it basically gave me a glitched strength item, which you can see I have red gauntlets on. Those don't exist in the game. It gave me, I think, a glitched scale, and it also gave me, I think, a bomb bag. So the real reason that I did that is that I need a strength upgrade in order to get into DC to get bombs. But so what I need to do now is I need to go into DC and I need to get bombs, and that's all I really need to do in there, so then I'm going to leave. As you can see, I can pick up the bomb, despite never getting Goron Bracelet from Darunia, which is normally what you need in order to pick up bomb flowers. And in a bit, I can show you what else I can pick up with this glitched gauntlet that isn't supposed to exist in the game. So that is how I'm going to be doing Child Side Spirit as adult. And now normally you have to, when you're a kid, you have to beat a Lizalfos mini-boss in order to get the bomb bag, but if you just jump over here as adult, you can go straight to the bomb bag. And that's really all I need in DC. No other reason to be here. So now what we need to do, there's one more trade item that I need to do an RBA with. So the skip through the Door of Time that I did earlier with Child, there's a bunch of different ways to do Door of Time skip, and they all kind of depend on your age and what equipment you have. Now as adult, there are, I think, 4 ways to do Door of Time skip. I forgot. I need the Goron Tunic. So all of them require items that I don't have yet. The first method requires Big Oron Sword or the Giant's Knife, which I won't be getting Big Oron Sword and the Giant's Knife is going to be broken immediately after I equip it. So that's not a good way to do it, right? Okay, I clearly don't know when I'm supposed to drop a bomb on this guy. One of them requires hover boots, which I won't be able to get until after I beat Fire and Water Temple. And I think the other one also requires hover boots. So that's 3 methods that I cannot do. There we go. That's 3 methods of doing Door of Time Skip as adult that I am incapable of doing. The third way is to have all 3 spiritual stones and the Song of Time and play the Song of Time. As you can see, I don't have the 3 spiritual stones. Normally they go right here. And I don't have the Song of Time, which normally goes right here. But we're going to do another RBA to give me all 3 of those, as that's the only way that I will ever be able to go back to Child. And here I'm just going to farm rupees from this pot real quick, which drops a red, which is worth 20. Until I have 200 from my RBA Adult's wallet, and then I will buy the Giant's Knife. And now we have the Giant's Knife. As soon as I equip that, I will intentionally break it, and then we'll actually be able to start killing stuff. But before I equip it, like I said, I need to do a few more things. I need to progress the trade sequence a little bit, because the next item that I need to RBA is a few items ahead on the trade sequence. So we unlock this shortcut back to the Lost Woods right at the beginning of the game, and if we come over here, we can show this guy the blue chicken, and we get an odd mushroom, which puts a timer on the screen, because the idea is you have to get to the next point in the trade sequence within 3 minutes, or the ingredients spoil. And if that happens, you just get the blue chicken back, but I'm actually just going to go back to Kakariko and progress the trade quest, because the next item that I need is the very next item. It's the odd potion. I have to wait for the potion shop text to disappear from the screen, otherwise... Oh, well, apparently it was still there for like a frame. If you pull the mushroom out while the potion shop text is up on screen, you get that this item doesn't seem to do anything text, and if it's gone, then the old lady takes it from you. So now I have odd potion, and I can do odd potion RBA. Before I do that though, yeah, let's see what these gauntlets are actually doing. So we know that I can pick up bomb flowers, because I've done that in order to get bombs. This over here is a silver gauntlets block. Oh, and I can pick that up too. Interesting. I'm going to drop bugs. I'm going to get bugs back. And now you see I have all 3 spiritual stones. I have the Song of Time. And for some reason, I don't have any Skulltulas showing. There's a flag in memory on whether or not you should have like Skulltulas displayed on the quest status screen. There we go. Now we have our weapon. Let's see. There's other things that I need to do real quick. So the first dungeon that we would go to is Forest Temple. So there's 2 ways through the maze. I could kill the moblins with this broken Giant's Knife, which I don't actually know how that would go. Because usually when you get close to them, they realize you're there, and then they turn around and they stab you. So I could maybe try to do that. Or I could go to Lake Hylia, get the Scarecrow song, and then just bypass the entire maze. And I'm going to do that, because Scarecrow is going to be useful in other locations as well. And this is why this challenge is hard. Just look at the hitbox on my sword. Look at that. That's insane. But at this point, all we have left to do... Let's see. I've got my list here. RBA Odd Potion. I have a wallet. I've gotten the Scarecrow. We can go to Forest Temple. The only other glitch that I'll have to do right now... There's a guard in Lost Woods, and he won't let you pass until you play Saria's Song. I don't have Saria's Song because I became adult before I could get it. In order to get Saria's Song as child, I would have had to kill a Wolfos with the Kokiri sword. Or I would need Minuetta Forest, which is the warp song to the area where you can get Saria's Song. Which I don't have yet. I'm about to go get it. So there's a way to get past Mido. It's kind of glitchy. You could make the argument. I'm not even sure if Glitchless allows it. I should actually probably look that up. But we're not going to really concern ourselves with it, because it's such a minor thing. And there was actually no other way to do the challenge, because I would have had to kill something with the Kokiri sword. This is Mido. I'm going to stand here. I'm going to pull the hook shot. Oop. I'm going to aim kind of in this direction. And we backflip over him. I'm going to dip into this grotto right here. And get the... Oh, Damn, I forgot. I need to pay this guy. I forgot. I'll come back. So that scrub sells a Deku Nut capacity upgrade, which will let me carry 30 Deku Nuts. I will want that eventually. I can get rupees from this guy. It's just gonna take forever. Okay, well that's not feasible. I can't be doing that every time. I wonder if a single slash will do anything to them. Because I RBA'd Sun Song, I have it, or not Sun Song, Song of Time. I'm able to get rid of the Song of Time blocks now. I don't know how many times I have to hit this thing in order for it to... There we go. That's what I wanted. So this is dangerous. These things I couldn't kill with a sword even if I wanted to. So I just have to... very sneakily, very slowly. Sneak past him like that. Why can't I target? I'm only coming out so that I can farm this guy so that I can get nuts. I kind of need a lot of Deku Nuts in order to deal with the Stalfos, and 9 is not going to be good enough. So I just want to incorporate... Oh my gosh, really? That's really bad. Let me see if this works on these guys. Oh, that does work. Okay. I'm just going to go back out this way and get the Deku Nut upgrade from this scrub over here. Da-da-da-da. Wasn't that interested in the Japanese Souls thing that I played a few weeks back, but I watched... Oh, the Bloodborne thing. Okay. I was like, what Japanese Souls game did I play? I played Bloodborne. Okay, one down. Dude. Oh, that's rough. There's just not a huge challenge running community for the games that I have generally played. Damn it. So now I can survive one jump slash if he does that again, because I got that fairy. There we go. That fairy's always in that bottle. The other, or the, is always in that pot. The other pot's supposed to have a heart drop, but like I said, heart drops are turned off. That's another thing I can do when I go back to Child, is the Happy Mask trade sequence will let me get another nut upgrade, which isn't maybe going to be super necessary, but I don't know. I kind of would rather just have it. I probably should just have a notepad file or something where I have challenge ideas. I'm gonna turn Navi text off. There. I know how to play the game, Navi. Leave me alone. Damn, that comes out so fast. I'm in a tight spot. Oh, that missed. It went down the hole. Yep, just keep doing that, buddy. Okay. Yep. Knew that was coming. As soon as I can't target one of the Stalfos, I'm like, okay, well, that one's just gonna meme me. I think that's the one that I had hit already. Why isn't my... Oh, the game is trolling me. Any Navis? Any Navi the fairies? You see this, right? Where is Navi? Why can't I target? I can't even tell which one is which. Like why? Why is this happening? There's my targeting. Jesus. Yeah. Please let me target something. Please let me target something. I'm gonna run out of nuts. Okay, well. Three. Four. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. Oh no, dude. Oh, that hurts. Oh, I was one hit away. I was one hit away. The nut exploded on the last frame. That's so bullshit. I did say I wanted to hurry up and get to crying over knife content. This is true. You might hear me cry. You will never hear me say I'm not having fun. Oh, interesting. I don't know why I can't target these guys. Maybe I'm too close to them when they spawn. Maybe that's the problem. Okay, that seems to maybe be what the problem was. I was just too close. Okay. I've got this figured out now. Now that I know why she wasn't targeting them, this should be just a few attempts. I just gotta get one through. No. Man, they pull that out of nowhere. It's so hard. I always complained about FromSoft corpse runs, but I forgot how long the corpse runs in this game are. You die anywhere in the dungeon, you respawn at the beginning of the dungeon. Can you imagine if Elden Ring made you restart at the beginning of a legacy dungeon if you died anywhere inside? It just instantly pulls that out. What trying to no-hit this game taught me, in the one no-hit attempt that I did, is that normal 3 hard is not actually that bad if you let yourself use, like, all of the game's mechanics. Because I got hit 30 times, but I think I only died once. Unpopular opinion, you hate MM. Could somebody ban Louis, please? I loved MM when it came out. I was 11 when MM came out, and I saved my allowance up for, like, 6 months. Thinks your whole life has been a lie. No, I mean, I don't know how old you are, Louis. I can pretend to be younger if you want me to, but I don't know. Girls get upset when I do that. How does that hit? How can she slap? I say as I will immediately get melted by the other guy. One attack. That's all I need, brother. Okay. That took way longer than it should have. Sounded like a skill issue? True. Now we start killing ghosts. This might be interesting. Wonder how many of these... Yeah, they take 2 hits each. Those are going to be hard to deal with. Especially, there's one in Shadow Temple that's invisible that I think I have to kill. So normally the strat for those guys is you just do, like, you kill the big one, and then you quick spin. You do a spin attack with to deal with the small ones, but you can't quick spin, or you can't do a spin attack at all with Broken Giant's Knife. I think if I nut in that room, it might stun all 3 of them, which is probably going to be the strat that I have to go with. The hard part will be that it is invisible. That's the wrench in the machine for that one. You may notice that down in my panels there is a classic WoW challenge run that I plan to do at some point. I'm not entirely sure about whether or not I should stream that one though, because it would monopolize my stream content for months, several months probably. So the reason that I have to use the bow here is because you literally cannot hit this Poe with the broken giant's knife. She's too far away. All right, time to see how Phantom Ganon does against the broken giant's knife. So there is actually a way to hit Phantom Ganon with your sword, and the way to do that is to get ISG and then hover up to where he like jumps across the paintings. But because that's a glitch, I'm not going to do it, and I'm just going to shoot him when he comes out of the paintings in order to get to phase 2. Okay. I should not follow up the first jump attack with another jump attack. I should just do a normal slash. Like that. I'm dead. And luckily the run back here isn't that bad. I wonder if I should use an empty bottle to reflect these. Probably doesn't make that much of a difference. The most annoying thing about this boss is that the projectiles don't always go back to him. They go off at random angles for no reason. Okay, great. At least I don't have to farm nuts every time I die now. That's nice. Oh, I've seen this attack, I think, like 2 times ever in my life. But that does mean that he's getting to pretty low health, I think, when he starts to do that. Yay! I want to get magic, and then we go back to child to get Din's fire, and then I think after that we'll be good. Honestly, it might be a decent enough strategy to go get Gerudo card and get ice arrows first before I do Shadow Temple. For that reason. Because there's a unique interaction that is helpful. Temple of Time is where I need to go next, so we're just going to reset. So the RBA that I did earlier that gives me the Spiritual Stones and Song of Time will let me open the Door of Time as adult, which is kind of like, it's weird. You don't normally do it that way. But you do have to enter Temple of Time from the outside for it to work, for whatever reason. And the reason that I do this is because the other Door of Time skips are equally glitchy, if not more so, to the first one that I did. And then if I didn't do this, then every time I went back and forth in time, I would have to do a Door of Time skip if I didn't RBA these stones and open the door like this. Yay, door's open. And now because I have the Light Medallion and the Forest Medallion, Sheik will give me Prelude, and I'll be able to warp back here. There you go. We go back to adult now. So the reason Ferore's Wind is going to be so useful is it's going to minimize corpse runs. So when I do things like die to Bongo over and over and over again, I'm going to be able to just FW back to pretty close to the boss room instead of spawning at the beginning of Shadow Temple. So it's pretty much required in that respect. The other reason is... I know there's another reason. What's the other reason I want FW? The other reason is something I can't think of right now, but FW is useful. It's very important. This clip is actually required because King Zora never weeped when I was a child, because I never showed him Ruto's letter. And because of the RBA that I did that gave me Zora's Sapphire, he won't weep now even if I show him Ruto's letter. Instead, I'll have to backtrack a little bit after I get the the Iron Boots and Serenade to get some fire to melt King Zora to get the Zora Tunic. Because I do actually need the Zora Tunic in this run. Normally I would skip it if I was doing like a challenge run or something that wasn't 3 hearts. But because I only have 3 hearts, I don't have enough breath to do some of the things in Water Temple that I need to do. Because how much time you have underwater or in hot areas like Death Mountain Crater, it depends on how many hearts you have. And at 3 hearts, I think it's 18 seconds, but I'm not sure. Oh, nice. Oh wait, I think maybe these guys aren't going to be killable with Broken Giant's Knife? I could be in some trouble here, actually. Okay, bombs do break them, though. Oh, but you're not supposed to blow yourself up. I need bombs. If you allow bombs, you should just allow hookshot or bowing them. I don't think arrows damage them, other than fire arrows. And I don't think hookshot will either. I mean, I could test that when I get back there, but I'm already gone now, so I might as well just go get some bombs. Maybe another thing I should go do as child is if I blow up the rolling Goron in Goron City, I can get a bigger bomb bag. I can go do bomb chew bowling, I guess. It's not really that important because the situations where I can't damage something with Giant's Knife are few and far between enough that I don't anticipate needing bombs. The only other Freezards in the game are in Water Trial. Bomb chews also damage them, but I don't have any bomb chews. I guess that would be a reason to do bomb chew bowling, is to get bomb chews. But again, on this run, they're not nearly as useful as they normally are. They're good for... So the no-hit run of this uses bomb chews in that room to kill those Freezards. This is why chews are better, because you don't have to do that. Oh, I said I would try hookshot, didn't I? Oh, hookshot does damage them. Okay, well, my bad. The Freezards in this next room, though, I don't actually have to kill. The only reason that I allowed, like, a non-Giant's Knife damage source for that other room is because you literally have to kill those guys in order to progress, but I will not be killing the Freezards in this room, because it's not required. I don't think these guys are going to turn around. Oh, nope, he's just turning. Get through the door. Sorry about the low health sound. I will take an intentional death as soon as I get blue fire here. Or maybe I'll take an unintentional death to this Keese. Who knows? Come at me. No, come at me. Okay, fine. There. Now we need to unfreeze King Zora. And the only way to actually get past him is to warp out. Fire and Spirit are your 2 favorite temples, Masterpiece. They're probably my 2 favorites as well if I had to pick 2. I think I like Spirit a little bit better than Fire, but I really like Fire a lot. Yeah, without glitches, I think the best and or fastest way to get chews is actually, yes, the Bomb Chew Bowling Alley. I think you can get them on the first game. Yeah, with the because 50 rupees I think replaces, well, especially if you get the bomb bag or the heart piece before, I think those get replaced with, I forgot I don't need to talk to these guys. Normally that happens off camera, so you can't see them just disappear. With the enhancement that lets you put Iron Boots on a C button, I don't actually mind Water Temple. What makes Water Temple bad is constantly... that, right? Without that, when you can just do that, Water Temple is actually pretty okay, in my opinion. We're good. There's just a bunch of keys in this area that I have to get now. Don't hit me. That was scary. I should be careful in this maze. I can take a lot of completely avoidable damage to these boulders and wind up dying. Like that. We take a heal. Again, I'm not allowed to use bottled items to restore health, but I can use freestanding hearts. That's fine. Freestanding hearts or fairies and pots. I've already turned off heart drops. I feel like I'm making the game hard enough on myself. And if you want to argue with that, you can do your own fucking run. Did he fall down the hole? He did. Oh. Okay. I thought it would have I thought it would have despawned, dude, but I guess not. Okay. See if I can remember the way. Do you know the way? I know the way. Follow me. I know the way. No, it's not number of hits. If you have the Master Sword here, it'll do more damage than Big Oron Sword. But like Big Oron Sword and other things will do less damage. So like all of these attacks are doing 1 damage each. That's why it's just taking forever to kill. Because in Master Sword, you only, if you do jump slashes with the Master Sword, you only have to hit it 3 times. You hit it once and it goes back in the fire, and then it comes out of the fire three times total. Bombas. Oh man, this room's actually gonna suck. I forgot about this room. So this room has a bunch of keys and a bunch of torch slugs, and I can't spin attack, which is how I normally deal with this room. Damn it. Oh wait, actually. Never mind. Torch slugs, I believe, are number of hits. Never mind. I was wrong. Or maybe... Okay, maybe Giant's Knife attacks just don't count unless they're jump attacks? Whatever, dude. And I'm gonna play around at the beginning because I think you have to... Yeah, you can't stun him without doing that. You have to hit him with the hammer. Here's how we cheese Volvagia. No intermission phase. There's 2 intermission phases he can do. He can do one where he's supposed to fly around and breathe fire at you, which that was the one that was supposed to happen right there. Or he can do the one where rocks drop from the ceiling. And the one where rocks drop from the ceiling, you cannot skip fully. You can just kind of avoid it. But it doesn't make it end any faster. Maybe 2 more hits. I know he's getting kind of low. Oh! Oh, that does damage. Well, now I know. That does a lot of damage, because wasn't I... How many hearts did I have just now? Like 1.5? It does 2 hearts of damage now? That's crazy. Guess I just have to stay away from the hole when he's popping out of it. Understood. I don't have to be that far away, I guess. Just far enough. Really do. Yay, we got him. That wasn't that bad. Oh yeah, I forgot there's like a cutscene that's supposed to play before the gate starts to open, so it's not an immediate... I've had conversations with Twitch staff about this, like why doesn't your player have rewind like YouTube, or pause at the very least? Well, the YouTube player does have pause, but you can't pause it without like losing whatever happens while you're paused, because you don't have rewind. And the explanation that I got was that it would require a fundamental re-engineering of Twitch's video player in order to support that feature, and that was why they hadn't done it yet. And I'm like, okay. I don't think anybody expects you to spend like millions of dollars on a brand new player, like engineer... Oh wait. I might have to jump attack these. Yeah, this is gonna be a hook shot. This is gonna be a hook shot moment. Unfortunate, I didn't think the spikes. Oh, that hitbox like barely makes contact, dude. Oh wait, I need to go get, hang on. I forgot about this. I kind of worry that nobody's going to make Star Wars games at all going forward quite a bit. Because what has EA really done, right? They've done the Jedi games, which were well received. Those are pretty much the only games you can say that for. Battlefront 2 like had its whole launch fiasco with the microtransactions that it never really recovered from, despite the fact that they took those out of the game really early, and the gameplay was good enough, I think, to stand on its own. I don't think that Battlefront 2 ever got over that initial negative stigma of, oh, well, this is the pay-to-win Star Wars game, right? I kind of hoped that other games made by other companies would be better received, and then Outlaws came out. I liked Outlaws for what it was. I thought it was decent. I thought it had problems, but it was a perfectly acceptable single-player Ubisoft-ass Star Wars game. But man, I tell you what, the content space just tore that game apart for, I think, a lot of unfair reasons. I think a lot of people were they had their minds made up about Outlaws from the very beginning and weren't going to have their minds changed regardless of how the game was. There's definitely a lot of content creators out there that you could say that of. And a lot of them don't even really make content about Star Wars. They're all fucking culture war accounts. Just finished Outlaws this morning after waiting months for stability after the horrible launch day Survivor experience, and it was still meh. Yeah, I mean, it's not an amazing video game. It's not the Elden Ring of Star Wars, right? It's not even really the Assassin's Creed of Star Wars, because it has more issues that are to do with its core gameplay than any of the Assassin's Creed games I think I've ever had. But as far as like going around and doing gangster shit in the Star Wars underworld, I thought it was fine. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a mostly fine video game. It had problems, for sure. Wouldn't have paid full price for it, though. Yeah, so that's another thing. My opinion on Outlaws is colored by the fact that instead of buying it, I subbed to Ubisoft Plus for a month, downloaded it and played it, and then uninstalled it. On release, you couldn't play on Jeddah, legit would crash within 5 minutes. Yeah, so I loaded it up recently, and Jeddah crashed. I loaded a file that had saved on Jeddah, I loaded the game, and it instantly crashed. Not even like 5 minutes. Like the game loaded, the world was not finished loading, and the game crashed. And that was consistent until I turned ray tracing off. Da, 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 da. I do worry that it's going to be replaced by something, and Nvidia will just completely drop support for it at some point, and rendering basically, what, 1.5 generations of games probably completely unplayable. Whenever that happens, that's my concern with all of these, like, quote-unquote gimmicky technologies, right? Is that eventually it'll be replaced by something new or something better, and the companies will just stop supporting it. I'm shocked that actually worked. Yeah, I'm worried about the future of games that have like Hairworks. Like what happens when Nvidia just drops support for that, because there's newer processes that make hair look better than Hairworks ever did, right? Because Hairworks never looked super great, and I think most games don't even use it anymore. Like they've all moved on to other processes. So what happens when Nvidia just decides, we don't need to have hardware on our graphics cards anymore that supports this outdated graphics technology that we pushed onto the developers and told them, hey, you guys really should use this. Like Witcher 3 uses Hairworks, and it makes the hair look quite a bit better. So when Hairworks support dies, is CD Projekt going to go back into Witcher 3 and like edit the hair to bring it up to like more modern standards when Hairworks becomes unavailable on modern cards? Or I don't know. Questions that people need to start asking Nvidia. So I think what we do is we go get hover boots, And then we go to Thieves' Hideout, get the Gerudo card, get ice arrows, go to Desert Colossus. I have to get through Haunted Wasteland without lens as well, which is going to be a bummer. I'm going to need to look up a guide on that. Wow, that's a really bad spawn. We're going to be here for a few minutes. Another really bad spawn. Oh, well that was faster than I thought it was going to be. Da, 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 da. And now we go to... This is where I just need to make sure that I didn't accidentally RBA. Okay, I did not RBA Gerudo card. So there's a one-shot they do, that attack right there that I have to avoid. Bruh. I just need her to do that move, because that's like the only thing... Oh, well, that was stupid. That's it, like the only move they have that's really punishable. I have no idea how many attacks this is going to take. Because it's usually 3 jump attacks with Big Oron Sword, which is, I guess, 24 damage. So it could be up to 12 attacks with the Broken Giant's Knife that I have to do. I also don't know how many I'm at. Okay, well, there we go. Was anybody counting? I doubt it. Okay, 10. 10 jump attacks. 10 jump attack! Chew. Time to go get ice arrows. I need 7 small keys. I actually don't know if I'm going to be able to kill these guys in a minute. Yep. Okay. Well, here we go again. I'm also going to run out of nuts. Let me go over here and see this. Well, I have to rush. I only have a minute to kill everything. There we go. But the problem with going this direction is that I think I might run out of rooms before I have 7 small keys. Okay, 1. Oh, there's 2 more right there. That's where they are. Dunzo. Let's see. So there's 1 more in the next room and 1 more in the room after that. I think I'm going to be 1 short. There's a key in the next room, and then after that I think I have no choice but to go fight those Stalfos, because I can't get past this room. There's a scarecrow up on that ledge, but it only spawns if you play the song while you're already up there. And in order to get up there, I need to get past the Stalfos, which means I need to go get nuts. I probably just saved myself some time eventually farming by, instead of farming 26 nuts, I'll just go get the nut upgrade from Forest Stage. And I want 40 nuts anyway, for reasons.
A few moments later.
Yes, hello, please? Sticks are junk except for puzzle solutions where you need fire without mat. I mean, no, sticks are actually good when you're child, because they do Master Sword damage. They're just not useful for this challenge. I'm in good shape. There we go. Sure, just simply go across Haunted Wasteland without Lens of Truth. It'll be easy. I am going to look up a guide on how to do this when I get to the middle. Okay. Pardon me while I go to my YouTubes. Haunted Wasteland. No lens. Without lens of truth. Tutorial. He did a backwalk. I think that's right. That might not be right, actually. Okay, we're good. Hey, look at that. All I needed to watch was a YouTube video where I can look at his screen and I can see the void planes in the practice ROM, and then look back to my game and see not that. I am not going to... Oh god. I have to get the Spirit Temple without dying. I'm not going to get Nehru's Love because that's lame. Okay, I can actually do a lot of Spirit right now. So I don't normally do the dungeons out of order, but we can do a bit of it. There's actually no reason that I need to do anything in Shadow Temple before I finish Spirit. So, I mean, we might as well just do all of Spirit right now. What I could do is go kill the Iron Knuckle that gives me Mirror Shield, and then hook shot to the Silver Gauntlets chest. But because I RBA'd Gauntlets, I feel it's more spiriting to go fight the Iron Knuckle correctly and then get Silver Gauntlets that way, because I can't do it the other way. These enemies also one-shot. I'm dead. Force Powers KOTOR was only like... Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay. There we go. There we go. Just requires the minimum amount of greed possible, I guess. There we go. So now I have the correct gauntlets that I should be wearing. No longer the glitched gauntlets. That was risky. I couldn't see. Couldn't see through the pillar. Okay. Good. 2 for 2. That'd be funny if I walked in front of the chest and it voided me out. Or into the chest and it voided me out. Where is the eye switch? I can never remember which door it's past. Is it really one of these two? I didn't think so. Aha! I usually just skip this puzzle and get the chest, but I didn't want to take the damage. These bubbles, by the way, will not hit you. They're like... They have no hitbox. It's crazy. They have collision. They just have no hurt box. Hey, 3 for 3. If you just ignore the first, like, 4 deaths to Iron Knuckles. Perhaps that's why your opinion of MQ 100% color is a bit too troll. Yeah, I only ever remember 100%ing MQ one time, I think. And that was, like, right when it came out. Because I had nothing else to play before Wind Waker came out. Come on, dude. No, I missed. Oh, okay. I guess the angle of reflection was a little bit too short, or too big. Bummer. I immediately take damage. Okay. Not like it matters. Like I said, all of the attacks are gonna one-shot me. That's 3. Just need 1 more, I think. I don't think this is a mechanic in OOT, but I'm just taking off the Zora tunic just in case that maybe does more fire damage or something. I know that's a thing in TP. She will start throwing other attacks at me, and I have to actually watch which one she's throwing and move if it's not fire. There, she's not low health enough, I guess, to do it yet. She might start doing it here. Nope. Okay. She's at pretty high health then still. Oh, no, 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 no. I forgot to put the sword away. Oh, gosh. Put the sword away, dude. Okay, well, now she's doing it, which is, I guess, a good sign. Okay. Ice. Ice it is. No, Son Goku, it's not. You have to do the final hit on Ganon with the Master Sword. So, that's just going to be one of the exceptions. I've already made other exceptions, right? That was a pretty good Twin Robo fight, though. I'm happy with how that went. That cutscene that we skipped, that didn't happen. Hey, that's weird. Do you guys see a problem right now? You see a problem on the screen right now, related to the item that I'm hovering over. I still have Fairy Ocarina equipped on my D-pad. When he pulls it, he plays Ocarina of Time. And I have Ocarina of Time in the menu. Okay. That was weird. I've never seen that before. I don't know if you fully appreciate how long Bongo is going to take. His health is like 38, which... What's 38 divided by 2? 15... 19 jump slashes. But I'm not even going to jump slash him every time because that would actually be slower. So it's a minimum of 38 individual hits with the Broken Giant's Knife. I can probably reliably get 3 to 4 every time he gets stunned. So I may actually want to leave after I get there and go get a green potion or even 2. I'll set FW after the boat ride, and then I'll leave and go get a couple of green potions. I should get a Jar Jar Binks Link model. I would have to have someone make that, and I don't know who I would even ask. I know there are custom models that you can use. Like I've seen ZFG and others use like a Dampe model. I'm perfectly fine using the hookshot to stun as long as it doesn't do any damage. This is one of those moments where game knowledge is more important than... Oh, wait. What? It's talking about game knowledge. I didn't even need to come in here. I thought there was a small key there. This is what I mean when I say I'm too rando-brained. I'm too used to just exploring everything, dude. It's like nobody made a Jar Jar model for OT. I'm really surprised. I would have figured that Jar Jar model would be really popular. Kappa. I might void out here a couple of times because there's like a moving platform that you kind of have to catch, and I don't have Lens of Truth, so I have no idea where the platform is. Yep. Unfortunate. Good. Awesome. Fantastic. So there are 2 invisible hookshot targets in this room. And because I don't have lens, I kind of just have to play with this until I find them. No, one of them's like right there, yeah. I don't remember where this target is, so YOLO. Easy. Oh no. Okay, this is fine. I am going to set FW though. I'm setting FW just so I don't have to do the moving platforms again or anything like that. Yeah, I only have to go in here. That's right. That Stalfos fight's pretty rough with 3 hearts. And why can't I open the... Oh, because that's not the key. This room has a chest over there. Chest is invisible. And the chest has a key. I went and got ice arrows specifically for Bongo Bongo. First of all, because I think the interaction between ice arrows and Bongo might actually be useful. And second of all, I don't think a bunch of people have actually seen that interaction, so I wanted to show it off. Want to see something cool? So if you stand right here, these Stalfos just walk off the boat. Sometimes it takes them a second, but they walk off the boat. Love how dying in this section forces you to redo the entire dungeon. That is why we got Farore's Wind. Oop, that's a wall. That's also a wall. Only 14 nuts. I don't know if targeting is supposed to work on invisible enemies, but okay, that went 9,000% smoother than I ever expected. I never thought about how I'm going to get through this room. I'm going to let future Binks answer that question while I go get green potions. Only 30 rupees. It's probably not worthwhile just to get Song of Storms just so I can get a big fairy from this one Gossip Stone, but whatever. I'm already here. You can't talk me out of it. So I think this is maybe one of the least known mechanics in OOT, is if you play a Song of Storms next to a Gossip Stone, this big fairy pops out that refills your magic, not your health. Okay, how do I get through this room? Not like that. Like that. Got it. I have a feeling Bongo's probably gonna mess me up anyways, so... Alright, watch this interaction. This is actually really cool. Yeah, I think a lot of people probably didn't know that ice arrows worked here. I mean, I didn't know, and I've played this game literally dozens of times. Bongo, unfortunately, has a ton of health, so you have to do this a lot. There we go. Look at that. Was that no damage too? That's actually a pretty good no-hit strat. Because it seems like... What the hell? Ship of Harkinian? I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you, Krieger. Like, okay. Rainbow Bridge pops into existence with no cutscene. There's not really much to Ganon's castle other than going through each of the 6 trials, so let's just speed this up. This is the Stalfos room, and I have 5 nuts. Not nearly enough. I stunned the other one. Okay, well, I deserve that. Let's see. None of the scrubs sell nuts. There we go. Whew. Whew. Yes, tower collapse is in this. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, you're right. My mistake. What was I thinking? You know, this has been fun. I kind of wish that MM had an analog to Broken Giant's life. Like, what if when you broke the Razor Sword, your sword was just broken? I'll die in one hit to Ganondorf, and I'll die in one hit to Ganon.
Well, we're waiting.
Come on, bro. Well, that's dumb. 9 hits. Okay. Oh. Oh no, dude. That was my fault. I thought he was doing his big attack, and if he does his big attack, you can interrupt it with light arrows and get like free damage on him, but he was not doing his big attack. He was doing his normal attack, and by the time I realized it, I had to get out of the bow view and take my Big Oron sword out. But when you press B to take Big Oron sword out, it doesn't slash the way it does with Master Sword. If I had Master Sword equipped there, I would not have died. Dude. I don't know why the sound disappears after... I'm gonna have to come up. Oh, I didn't realize that could hit me there. No way, dude. Okay, that was a good attack round. Good attack round. No way, dude. Give me your nuke. Yes. You stupid idiot. Nice. As soon as he did the one attack I've been waiting for all these attempts, I get him down. That's awesome. Okay, this is the Stalfos room. This is big danger. Oh, no. Okay. No. Oh, that was the worst thing he could have done. I just need the Stalfos to give me good attacks. I need them to give me good RNG and, like, actually attack me, give me stuff that I can punish before I run out of Deku Nuts. No, dude, I hit the wrong button. I knew he was going to do that as soon as he hopped backwards, and I backflipped instead of nutting him again. I should have just nutted him again. You're amazed I got Ganon. Thanks, it's not that bad. There we go. I'm gonna take Deku Nuts off my C items. Just so that I can't throw a Deku Nut on accident. Okay, nice. Don't start me back at collapse. No way, dude. That's not cool, man. No way, dude. They're not being as nice this time. Come on, give me something I can punish, dude. Okay, I kind of have to actually rush out the door this time. The greatest tip, yeah, for any boss fight, simply just don't take damage. Forehead. Feels like an early Souls boss like this. Oh my god. No! No, dude. No. No. I can't get past the Stalfos with 7 Deku Nuts. which means I have to go farm more. I have to kill Ganondorf, I have to do power escape. I hope this doesn't take me several hours. Off to a good start. Off to a great start. You gotta be kidding me, dude. High damage. Then I wouldn't have to reflect the ball nearly as much. That cloak's looking pretty fucked up. There we go. Alright. Okay, one hit's fine. Okay, that's not fine. They're stalling too much. I'm gonna run out of time, or just die. Okay, that's whatever. As long as I don't take a hit on the way out, I'm fine. Damn it! No, dude, I have to do Ganondorf again. Dude. Okay. That was way too close. Okay, okay, just consistently do this. It's cool, be cool. I've been in this fight for at least 10 minutes. I did zero research before I started this challenge, so while I knew that the execution on Ganon had to be done with the Master Sword, I didn't know that the final hit of damage also had to be done with Master Sword. So at this point, since he still hasn't died, I start thinking that maybe normal slashes with the Broken Giant's Knife don't actually do damage, similar to Freezards and Torch Slugs, so I start jump slashing instead, which should do 2 damage per hit. I think it's maybe 40 jump slashes if it works at all. Game FAQ said the Master Sword in Phase 2 does 6 damage. I'm not sure that's true. If that is true, though, then that would mean that a Master Sword jump slash does 12 damage, which means that he has potentially 120 HP, which would mean 60 jump slashes. And the Ganon fight sets every other weapon in the game to a damage value of 1. Do I actually know if this works? I know that people have done Broken Giant's Knife runs before. Supposedly successfully. It won't work. You need Master Sword. You just watch 2 other runs at the end. Let me look. If you stick with Broken Knife, it is a self-imposed softlock. Let me see. Broken Giant's Knife challenge. Oh, my stream is the first result. Awesome. Okay, so he's in the Ganon fight. Is there a timestamp for this? I see he's in the Ganon fight for like an hour. Oh, so you think it's the case that like I'm doing damage to him, it's just that you can't do the final point of damage without Master Sword or something like that? I know you can't do the execution with anything else. Okay, if he hit him once with Master Sword, then I definitely did enough damage with Giant's Knife to get him to 1 HP. It's that easy, guys. It's that easy. The final hit and the final execution need it. If only I had done the briefest moment of investigation before I actually started this run. I love the OOT end credits. When is the IQ run? When you buy me an IQ. What a nice ending.